Hello, my horror-loving dudes. I'm Killjoy Jake, and today we're talking a little bit about the new Scream 6 Super Bowl ad that just dropped. Let's get into it.
Well, sometimes that is better.
So over the course of the past week, we have been getting a lot of TV spots that have expanded on scenes from the trailer that we got all the way back in January. We got to see some better angles of like the Ghostface shotgun sequence, the shrine of Ghostface himself, or the many different Ghostfaces we have in this, if it's the one with the white mask or the one with the craggly mask, as I like to call it, or Crackface, if you want to call him that. That kind of insinuates maybe something else about the character, but hey, listen, I don't judge. But in our brand new TV spot today, which will be played over the Super Bowl in a little 30-second clip, which has me very excited. That could mean Scream 6 does better than Scream 5, which means much more Scream movies in the future. Not to get too off topic here, but if you want Neve Campbell back in a future Scream movie, well, they gotta actually make that future Scream movie for that to happen. So support this movie, please. Staying on topic, though, in this Super Bowl ad, I have many questions about where this whole ladder sequence is placed in the actual film. Because this ad, the trailer, and a bunch of the other TV spots seem to be very deceptive. I don't think that this shot of all of our characters together is the same as when we actually see everybody crossing the ladder in what I can only assume is a different sequence. We also get this shot of Ghostface outside and he punches through like some kind of glass door or whatever and grabs somebody. And if you notice behind him, it's daytime out. And then when we go across the ladder, well, it's appears to be nighttime out there. So all of these sequences have to be happening at different times. I don't think they really confirm like a certain death or whatnot. We get a very interesting shot of Devin Nakata's character saying like, oh, I can't do it. I can't cross the ladder to the other side of a building. I would absolutely be that friend who cries in the corner and would be freaking the hell out. So I totally sympathize with Anika here. Originally, I thought that Devin Nakata would die falling off of this ladder. Maybe Ghostface does this with it and shakes it all around. But now watching the Super Bowl ad today, it doesn't appear to be that way. She's literally saying like, I can't do it. And then maybe she comes back and then Ghostface stabs her, which of course we don't see in this Super Bowl ad, and then Mindy goes across. But from today's ad, it does appear that Mindy goes after her, so if someone's going to die, it's probably going to be that last person who goes across the ladder here. Now, as much as I don't want Mindy to die in this sequence because I think she has a lot of potential as a character, I do kind of want to see somebody fall to their death and possibly have blood and bones spurt out of their neck or something awful like that. I'm almost going to be a little disappointed if that doesn't happen in this sequence, because otherwise we've seen the coolest elements of this sequence from the trailer and the TV spots. That wouldn't really surprise me too much in this day and age where most things are spoiled by trailers, but I would really like to be surprised for once. That would be nice. I'm also thinking back to Scream 5, where a big complaint I had was like every single kill was a knife kill besides the killer's deaths themselves. Like that was a little boring in my opinion. I mean, like, listen, Wes's death was awesome, huge high point in the franchise, but like, come on, Kyle Gallner's death, the guy just gets poked in the neck and he falls on the ground and bleeds out. Like, I don't know, it's kind of boring to me. I want some more environmental kills, and we're in New York City, crossing a ladder between apartments from window to window. If someone doesn't fall and die here, I don't know, I'm gonna be kind of disappointed. And listen, it's not like there's some kind of budgetary restriction here or something. This has a $30+ million budget, so like, if they don't do that, I'm gonna be kind of disappointed. I really want to see some environmental and just more creative deaths in this movie. This is the film that feels like darker Scream, where every other Scream film is maybe a little more campy, which is not a bad thing, but I just want to see darker Scream for once. Dark, brutal, vicious, dark ending. Give me that here in Scream 6. This feels like the movie to do that, and why not do it now in the 6th entry? Most horror franchises get campier as they go along. I'm excited to see Scream do the opposite. That also brings me to a big point I want to make about the core 4. Are they safe in this movie or like nah? I think with those 4 characters surviving the last film, all being new characters, and we're moving into Scream 6 now with them, a lot of people are thinking, oh, they're our new legacy characters. They're not gonna kill them. They're gonna give them a full story. I think not. Radio Silence made a big point with Scream 5 saying, hey, you know those unkillable characters that we had throughout Screams 1 through 4? Oh no, we're gonna kill one of them, and we're gonna kill the nicest one out of all of them. Dewey's death is still very painful, but it's also very impactful too. It's a big standout kill from the entire franchise, and it was gonna happen eventually, let's be honest. The guy was a pincushion. He got stabbed all the freaking time. But as much as I do love that idea in Scream, I think it's time to take a dark twist and make this franchise something and maybe a little scarier. I have always loved the campier aspects to Scream, and they've been great through Screams 1 and 4, but I liked that 5 kind of took a darker twist on it with a bit of a faster pace. I'm looking to see that here in Scream 6, but maybe polished up a little more. So I don't think the core 4 is safe at all. I feel like the only character who needs to continue on and move into Scream 7 is Sam Carpenter, who's our lead character now. So I really don't think anybody is safe, and I do see a possibility where the ending of this film is nobody left standing besides Sam. And like I was saying before, Scream has always been a little campy. That's not a bad thing, but I think now it's time to make a tonal shift. Ghostface is one of the most underrated slashers, and most people will look at me like I'm absolutely crazy, like, what are you talking about, Jake? Like, everyone knows who Ghostface is. Some people just call him like the Scream or whatever, but yes, his name is Ghostface. But most people are familiar with that mask and like who this slasher is. Yes, you're totally right. But also, most people probably make fun of Ghostface for being a little sillier than most of the other slashers. While I think that's very unfair because Ghostface is conceptually maybe the scariest slasher, it does make a lot of sense why people interpret him this way. In the original Scream from 1996, we see Ghostface having a bunch of beer bottles thrown at him and he's slipping and sliding around like a little cartoon character. And then this is even mocked in the Scary Movie franchise, where unfortunately many people think Ghostface is from. But unlike Jason, Freddy, and Michael Myers, Ghostface is not supernatural. Ghostface, it could be your buddy dressing up in a glittery robe trying to stab you to death. This is a really scary concept for a slasher villain. I kind of want them to lean into that dark side a little more here in Scream 6. Like I was saying earlier, most horror franchises start to get campier as they go along. Scream should do the opposite and once again try to break the mold like how it's always done. So why not make a big point of that by having this cracked Ghostface mask killer who's maybe a little more fit for killing a bunch of people? Like, this is somebody who has experience doing this, maybe they have military training, maybe they were a prior serial killer, whatever you want to do to explain it, and have this killer actually almost finish the job and be successful. Meaning that most of the characters should die in Scream 6, which, yes, would be sad and not exactly the typical MO, but if you keep doing the same thing in every single movie in a franchise, that is the fastest way to kill it. And I just don't want to see the same old Scream story. I really want to see something different here, and from the TV spots, the trailer, even the teaser trailer we got all the way back in December, this movie feels different for real this time. Like, they've always promised us it was going to be something different, but most times it's pretty much the same, where you just have like a difference in commentary, a difference in the types of characters, whatever. Give me that darker Scream film here, please, and thank you. And the biggest thing that I haven't even mentioned yet, the biggest factor in all of this, is that Sidney Prescott is not in this movie. So if you're going to have that dark film and not do something that would actually have the fan base like losing their minds, starting riots, burning down buildings and all that, you don't have to kill Sidney Prescott here to make that dark Scream film. This is the best opportunity we are ever going to get to have that kind of movie that I'm talking about here without having the fans absolutely losing their minds, rioting, burning down buildings, like I said. So yes, it would mean the death of Gale Weathers, which would make Jake here very sad because that's personally my favorite Scream character, but I really want to see that dark Scream film. What an impact that would have on this franchise too. So Scream 6 is really the only opportunity to do something like this, because they're never going to kill Sidney Prescott. They're just not going to do that. I know they won't do that, and not even Radio Silence would want to kill that character. I would actually be pushing the whole darkness thing a little too far in my opinion. But make this your Empire Strikes Back of the Scream franchise, and then you can have a much more uplifting 7th film, where maybe Sydney's back, she's trying to stop Ghostface in Chicago or something. I don't know, man. I'm just hoping there is a Scream 7 right now. So what do you think about the darkest Scream film being Scream 6, where they kill most of their characters relentlessly? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching this brand new Scream 6 update video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content in the future. Please consider supporting me on Patreon by clicking that link in the description below, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.